First Amendment protected activity. So why don't you get back in your car and get back to your job? This is not your job.
Just a second.
Don't.
So this is the health department. People's private information is protected. They have it posted that there's no video or photography.
Ma'am, let me explain this to you.
Let me finish till I
No, let me explain this to you.
Police officers love to talk nonsense and mess with auditors. But what happens when the officers get in arguments with people recording them and showcase their lack of knowledge about the law on camera? Here are two crazy examples where cops know nothing about the rights. Starting off, we've got an independent journalist recording in a public area when three police officers step inside. They start talking to the man and things soon get heated up. Let's see how it plays out.
So what do you got to... Wow, look guys, we got 3 officers for somebody with a camera.
Okay. So what can we do for you today?
I am exercising, I'm an independent journalist gathering content for a story. I'm exercising my First Amendment right. This is a public lobby. I can be here. I'm addressing my government, okay? They have a policy. Policy doesn't trump my First Amendment, okay? HIPAA doesn't relate to me. They have to create their privacy. I'm not here for ill intent. I'm not here for anything illegal, right? But policy doesn't trump my First Amendment rights. So you're here to uphold.
Why here?
I do all the public buildings. If you wanted to check, I just left the probation office over there.
Okay.
Very respectful, but you need to educate them. You took an oath to the Constitution, so you have to uphold my First Amendment rights, officer.
So the auditor gave this officer about a minute-long explanation of what he's doing there. The officer did seem a bit bored while listening to it though, but was acting respectively for now. Let's see what the officer has to say in response.
Well, you need to inform this lady right here. Okay. I do everywhere. So policy does not trump, and this lady right here doesn't seem to understand that. Policy doesn't trump my constitutional rights. So be very, I'm just warning you. I'm putting you on notice that if you...
Well, thank you, I appreciate that.
Okay, well, if you violate my rights, then there will be litigation, so...
Sir, I'm not here to violate any rights.
Well, please educate these people.
Okay.
Terrified of your camera, are you...
I'm not here to be confrontational either, so let's not do that.
All right, are you feelings officer? Are you the Constitution officer? You did. You did. You know exactly who I am.
So, you know my demeanor.
I do.
This is exactly how I am all the time.
I'm here to educate them, okay?
That's just me. I love to keep peace.
Right.
And that's my whole intent in anything.
Yeah, and I've got you on video. Yeah, we've had our interaction, officer.
We have.
Yeah, you know what I do. So
I do.
the people's watching, so I would like for you to educate this lady on First Amendment rights, constitutional rights.
For your video, I will not do that.
Okay, well, you need to inform her that I'm allowed to be here. Okay, please do. Please do. All right, well, if you're out here, well, y'all need to take it back there then. But I'm allowed to be here. So just know that. Okay.
During the chatting, another officer, called Officer Jones, arrived to the scene to listen to what the two were talking about. He doesn't get involved right off the bat, but when he hears that the auditor is trying to educate the other officer about the First Amendment rights, he introduces himself and intervenes.
I don't answer no questions.
My name is Officer Jones, Home Police Department.
All right, Officer Jones, name and badge number, please.
I just gave you my name.
All right, badge number.
510. Okay.
All right.
So, yes, this is a public lobby, as you said, right? Well, these people also have their right to be here because it's public lobby.
No, they do have a right to be here, but there's no expectation of privacy in public. You need to understand that, officer.
But
you need to understand
another
that.
thing you need to understand, you are disturbing them.
No, I'm not.
You are. You're making them uncomfortable.
Oh, see, here we go with their feelings. Are you a feelings police? Or are you a law enforcement? No, know your place.
Disorderly conduct and causing a disturbance.
That's not disorderly.
This is a public place.
This officer thinks he's so right. Mind you, what he's saying is that people who are in a public area are expecting privacy. I mean, while some might, they're wrong, since there's no such thing as privacy at a public location, and the man is allowed to record and do whatever he wants there. The auditor then tells Officer Jones the following.
Okay, well, I'll tell you what. If you think that that's true, go ahead and arrest me. And when you do, by this evening, I'll have a lawsuit filed against you. Do you understand? Because their feelings do not trump my rights. So you need to know that. That is not a statute of disorderly conduct. I'm not filming no personal information. I'm here to videotape the people here, the public servants.
Then, the third officer comes in, and this one is ready to start a serious argument. Notice how Officer Jones leaves as the argument starts. Let's see how it plays out.
Hello, my name's Sergeant Brooke Arthur. Okay, so this is the health department. People's private information is protected. They have it posted that there's no video or photography.
Ma'am, let me explain this to you.
Let me finish the talk.
No, let me explain this to you. I am a free citizen. Understand that.
Listen.
Their policy does not trump my First Amendment rights. Do you understand that?
Rights to people's private health.
I'm not here for their private information.
If you want to be in
they
the
have to create that.
You can have a seat.
They have to create that.
You can have a seat. You may not record here.
Yes, I am.
No, you
I
may
will.
not.
Policy doesn't trump. Sergeant, I'm going to tell you this.
You may not.
If you do something that this is a public area. I'm just going to tell you. You will be filed in the federal lawsuit. You will be named in a federal lawsuit. Do you understand that? They have to create that privacy. I don't.
Okay.
Apparently you don't know.
These individuals.
I'm not trying to videotape them. They're in a public area. Okay, there's no expectation of privacy in public.
Yeah, they're filling out documents.
No expectation of privacy in public, ma'am. All right, Sergeant, so no. So you go do what you got to do, but I'm going to tell you this. You'll be named in a federal litigation, okay? So go ahead.
It is posted there.
It's a policy, ma'am. Policy does not trump First Amendment. It's not there. This is my building too. This is my building too. Okay, Sergeant, I'm done with you. I'm done with you.
So, this officer is claiming the exact same thing as the previous one, that people in a public area have their own privacy. The chatting comes to a point where the auditor gets completely sick of it and starts ignoring the female officer. But now, he's back to the first officer he spoke to in the beginning of the encounter.
It's the only thing that I have.
You need to educate your sergeant, you know. Apparently she's uneducated.
That's why she's sorry. She is okay. Here's the thing. Here's where I'm at. Like I said, I'm a peaceful person. You can do what you like, okay?
I know that.
I'm just going to tell you this.
Don't give me directives, John.
At this point, even the officers start to disagree with each other. Not directly, but their stories are clearly not going towards the same direction.
I'm going to tell you this.
Tell me that, but don't give me directives. I know my rights.
Sharing information with you.
All right. What do you got?
The people that are sitting here,
I'm not trying to videotape them.
they feel that you are.
Okay, well, their feelings does not matter, Sergeant. Or Young, you should know this. There's no...
I'm going to get there eventually.
I hope so. Maybe she needs to take your place.
No.
Yeah.
I've learned from her.
No expectation of privacy in public. Learn that. You're gonna learn that real quick.
All right. Well.
So I wish to God you would violate.
Asking you to please
See,
not
what's
record.
good? I'm respectfully declining. And there's nothing you can do about it.
I just feel like
There's nothing
as
you
a
can do
person
about
to
it,
respect
Sergeant.
people's privacy would be really nice of you.
Okay. But see, once again, here we go. Are you the feelings police? Are you the feelings police?
No, but you're
Are
a
you law
person.
enforcement?
No, I'm a person, and I can still talk to you as a person.
Okay. But you're not going to step on my rights. That's when I get upset. Okay, do you understand that? Do you understand that?
I haven't taken your camera. I haven't forced you to leave.
You can't do that. I wish to God you would.
I'm not. I'm talking to you.
I wish to God you would, because that would be a major lawsuit. Please, I've got a lawyer on standby. So please go ahead and do what you're going to do, but you need to be educated. Okay? There's
Would
no
I
expectation of
ask you to do
privacy.
something that I haven't given you an order to leave. I haven't taken
You can't.
anything from, and I haven't. But I've just asked you to respect people's privacy.
Okay, it's not like I'm up there on the computers getting their information.
Absolutely.
This is a public lobby. Public lobby. Okay, I'd go to your police station. I can film there too.
Absolutely.
Okay, so don't sit here and try to tell me that you're going to do something. I wish to God you would. I wish you would.
I hate that you feel that way.
Because see, this is people. That damn policy right there don't mean shit.
Is there
It doesn't
anything
mean
else we can help you with
nothing.
today?
No, thank you. Bye.
Now it's true that the man recording is completely right, but come on, was a tone like that necessary? The officers did him no harm and never threatened him with anything. They were actually trying to be reasonable. But if we look solely at the law, the man was in the right here. There's no denying that. Now, This individual had a camera and was exercising his First Amendment right by confronting these officers in a public area. We call this First Amendment auditing. The reason behind these actions is to prevent police from asserting dominance wherever they go. Certain locations, like health departments, might have regulations in place that prohibit photography or recording due to the handling of sensitive and confidential information. However, it's crucial to note that these restrictions don't hold the power to indiscriminately override basic rights. While such rules are designed to safeguard privacy and confidentiality, it's important to know that they can't be invoked to undermine fundamental individual rights. But if you thought this first situation was pure nonsense, wait till you see the next one. In this next police encounter, we've got an auditor deeply discussing rights and responsibilities with a few police officers. Thanks to this footage, we know what officers truly act like and what their intentions are. Take a look.
I'm doing well.
What's your name, sir?
Who are you?
I'm sorry?
That's not the way this goes. Who are you?
I'm Sergeant Barry Ansis, Fort Wayne Police Department. How are you?
Good.
What's your name?
I didn't give it.
I know. I want to know what your name is.
I don't care what you want.
Well,
that's not the policy.
The Secret Service.
I don't care.
Us to identify
then why don't they come out here and talk to me?
They will in a moment.
Okay, go ahead. Am I being detained?
What's your name?
Am I being detained?
What is your name?
Am I being detained?
What is your
I'm
name?
gonna assume no.
What's that?
I'm gonna say, hey, don't you touch me. Don't you touch me. Public servant,
What?
don't touch.
What?
Look, public
What's your name?
servant,
Don't
you
touch
don't
your
touch me.
name, all right?
You don't touch me.
Or else what?
You don't touch me.
Or else what?
I will file a complaint.
You can file a complaint.
Don't
sir, but
touch
I'm going
me.
to identify you.
You're being live streamed?
According to-
Nope.
All right.
So right off the bat, the auditor and the officer start arguing. And that argument quickly accelerates into threatening each other. The auditor is threatening with a lawsuit, while the officer keeps repeating the classic tough guy phrase, "Or else what?"
Hey, stop.
No. Am I being detained?
Yes, you are being
Am
detained.
I being
Until
detained?
I identify who you are.
That's not the way this goes.
Well, I don't care what you think.
Okay. Excuse
Sir?
me, sir. Excuse me. I'm not.
Sir,
No.
The Secret Service has
I don't
asked us
care.
to identify
I don't
you.
care what they want.
Okay,
That's not the way this goes.
I understand that.
Show me the law.
Okay, I understand that.
Show me what
What is
what
your
have
name?
I broken?
What is your
What
name?
law have I broken?
Okay, we have
What
to have a
law
security
have I
for
broken?
The arrival of the President of the United
It doesn't
States.
even close until 3 o'clock.
I understand that.
Or do you understand that?
What's your name?
Do you understand that?
What's your name?
What is your badge number?
1647.
I'm gonna file a complaint with Officer Reed
That's okay.
and your Internal Affairs Department.
That's okay.
You
your
don't
name?
touch. You don't touch me.
Okay. I did not touch you.
Yes, you did. I have it all live streamed between 3 cameras.
Okay.
Don't touch me. Not to mention the other ones
Okay.
that are watching you right now.
Okay.
Don't touch me.
Why
You
won't
have
give
no
your name?
right.
Why won't you give your name?
I have no business to give you my name.
Okay.
I haven't broke. What ordinance have I broken?
Firstly, the officer doesn't want to answer the man's questions and keeps asking the auditor to provide his name. Meanwhile, the auditor still cannot get over the fact that the officer touched him and keeps on threatening with the lawsuit. It's funny how the officer keeps on saying okay to everything the auditor says, as if he was a yes man playing Simon Says.
What's your name?
What ordinance have I broken?
What is your name, sir?
Have I committed a misdemeanor?
What is your name?
Am I being detained?
Yes, you are.
For under what probable cause?
Okay.
What is your RAS? Your reasonable, articulable suspicion that I've committed a crime.
You have your face covered.
It's
taking photos
cold
of-
outside. I have gloves on. It's cold outside.
You don't have your glove on. Your
I
right
can't
hand.
operate the camera.
You don't have a glove
I've
on
been
your right
doing
hand.
this and sticking it inside my jacket.
Well, you have it's so cold.
I've been alternating. It takes video as well as pictures. I can alternate between them.
Someone reach out to 600 on TAC 9, advise him subject is refusing to.
I'm not
identify
refusing the
himself.
ID. I'm
Let the
saying I
Secret
haven't
Service
broken the
know
law.
that He is not complying with our request for ID.
Am I being detained?
Yes, you are being detained.
Under what probable cause?
The Secret Service is
Under what probable cause? I haven't
don't
committed
need
a
probable
crime.
cause to talk to you.
I haven't. It doesn't matter. You have
I'm
to.
not
If
gonna
you have
argue
to
the- I'm not
detain
gonna
me,
argue the law with
then
you.
I'm leaving.
No, you're not.
What am I being detained
Romano,
for?
is that your name? Mr.
What am I
Romano?
being detained for?
Now, at this point, it's pretty obvious that the officer this man is speaking to either an NPC or a broken record, or both. He's repeating himself continuously, even though everything he's saying is against the law. So the officers got enough and calls it in, lying over the radio as well. But then, another officer arrives to the scene.
What am I being detained for?
Secret Service has cleared you.
What am I being detained for? What's your name, officer?
Wants to identify you.
What is your name, sir?
My name is Detective Tagmeyer.
What is your badge number, sir?
574.
Thank you.
What is your name, sir?
What reasonable articulable suspicion?
Here, and we'll see if it's the same thing.
Why don't you get the chief down here?
Chief's busy.
Well, tell Mr. Reed to come down here. He knows who I am. Tell the chief to come here.
600, 620.
Tell the chief to come here.
Let the Secret Service know that the subject is failing to identify.
I'm not failing to ID.
Refusing to identify.
I'm not under 34125, 3.5. That's not it. It's not failure to ID. You haven't told me what crime I've committed.
Okay, just a second.
I don't want.
No, they're talking in my ear. You're not going anywhere.
Don't touch me.
You're not going anywhere.
Why am I being detained? Why am I being detained? You haven't given me probable cause for me to be detained.
Just a second. I don't need probable cause.
Yes, you do.
No.
You need reasonable articulable suspicion.
That's right.
Yes. What is it?
That's not.
What is it?
Reasonable.
What crime have I committed? Of what crime?
Right now, we're
of
not
what
sure.
crime?
That's why we're talking.
You can't hold me for you're not sure.
Sure we can.
No, you cannot.
It's called a Terry stop.
No, then Terry frisk me.
I don't need to frisk you right now.
Okay.
We're over 5 minutes into this encounter, and the officers still haven't told the auditor the reason for his alleged detention. The closest they've got to the answer is saying, "We don't know why we're detaining you yet. We're trying to figure it out," which is just ridiculous.
Don't reach in my pockets. That's not part of the Terry frisk.
Unless I feel something that could be contraband or a weapon, then I can.
No, you can't.
Sure I can.
That's not a Terry stop.
Sure it is.
Nope. It's a cursory search.
All right.
How dumb do you think the public is?
I don't think they're dumb at all.
Yeah, I've got 3 officers here.
I think they're antagonistic.
Yeah, 3 officers. I'm out here taking video and pictures. Where's the crime in that?
We're just following.
Where is the crime in that? Then tell them to either come out here, and I'll tell them the same thing I'm telling you.
They're on their way, sir.
It's not a
It
crime.
certainly raises suspicion.
It doesn't matter if it raises suspicion. It's not a
It
crime.
certainly does.
No, it doesn't. It's not a crime. It's not. It's suspicious activity. Is that a misdemeanor or felony, sir?
Suspicious activity.
Misdemeanor or felony?
It's neither.
That's right. It's neither. So I haven't committed a crime.
No, but that doesn't mean we can't talk to you.
Yeah. Well, you can't detain me. That's the thing. Did you take an oath, sir? I'm talking to you. Did you take an oath?
Just a second.
Did you take? I don't care what you're doing. Did you take an oath? I'm talking to you, public servant. I'm talking to you, public servant. Did you take an oath? Did you take an oath?
I did.
To uphold the Constitution.
I did.
This is a First Amendment protected activity. So why don't you get back in your car and get back to your job?
Unhappy with the schooling, the officer starts to shush the auditor, taking his non-professionalism another step further.
This is not your job.
Just a second.
Don't do that to me. You keep leaning in like you can't hear, so I'm speaking up for you.
Here,
so I have 2. I have 2.
Okay.
So what?
What's your name, sir?
His name is Officer Fry. His name is Detective Tagmeyer.
What's your badge number, sir?
You don't need to know that.
It's in a policy.
Yeah, he's not talking to
it's
me.
in your policy. He's still here on scene. He's still here on scene. It doesn't matter. He's still on scene.
Okay.
What's your badge number? So when I file a complaint, he was witness to you battering me.
Battering?
Yes, you. What's your name, sir?
His name is Officer Fry. His name is Detective Tagmeyer.
What's your badge number, sir?
You don't need to know that.
It's in a policy.
Yeah, he's not talking to
it's
me.
in your policy. He's still here on scene. He's still here on scene. It doesn't matter. He's still on scene.
Okay.
What's your badge number? So when I file a complaint, he was witness to you battering me.
Battering?
Yes, you touched me.
Rude,
you touched
or angry
me.
manner.
You touched me.
Did you feel pain?
You touched me. Emotionally, maybe.
Now, there's the 3rd officer, whose body posture tells us he doesn't know what the heck is going on. He's just surprised with the emotional damage the officer's physical contact has caused to the man recording.
Because you cannot touch a citizen. You can't.
You can't. If I touched you that way, even with a finger, even if it just touched your clothes, I'm going to jail.
You already did that.
I did not.
Are you going to jail?
I did not.
You touched me?
No. It's all on camera. I did not. You can't do that. You have to have
Well,
reasonable, articulable suspicion.
that.
What crime have I committed?
That's what we're going to do.
What crime have I committed?
That's what we're going to do.
What crime have I committed?
It's a broken record. It's going over and over.
No, well, because I need to know.
Okay.
You can't articulate a crime. Why don't you just get the chief out here? He'll clear it up.
No, he won't.
Yes, he will.
No, he has tasked us to deal with this.
Well, you go ask him to come here. What's your name, sir?
My name is Officer Adam Hartman, 1896 Fort Wayne Police Department.
Okay.
Thank you.
Thank you for being professional. Unlike these guys who have illegally detained me. And this guy decided he wanted to put his hands on me. Can you do something about that?
Well, he's a sergeant.
It doesn't matter. Can you please arrest this man?
I'm not. If you
Well, hey, I am going to file a complaint, but that is not it. Can you arrest this man for illegally touching me?
No, I haven't witnessed any crime.
I'll show you. I'll show you the crime.
No matter how many officers come to the scene, the auditor outsmarts them all. This one, for instance, left before he even came. And he looked so promising at first, since his approach was quite professional, which even the auditor pointed out. Let's see how the situation plays out.
It's being live streamed as we speak.
Okay, I just got advised by...
No shit.
Listen, there's no need to swear.
Yeah, yes, there is, because you can't illegally detain me. You are illegally detaining me.
You allow tumultuous
You are, yeah. Well, you said you can't hear.
disorderly
You
conduct.
said you can't hear. I'm obliging you. Can you hear now?
I can hear now. Listen, these are your options. Okay. Okay.
I'm not wanting to hear. Am I being detained or am I free to go? Am I being detained or am I free to go? Am I being detained or am I free to go?
Are you going to allow me to speak?
Am I being detained? Once you answer my question.
Yes, I'm going to give you what your options are.
I don't care what my options are. I have a right to leave. Am I being detained or am I free to go? Am I being detained or am I free to go? I heard the same thing you did. Am I being detained or am I free to go?
You're being detained.
Under what suspicion of crime? I don't need to hear your lip. Am I being detained or am I free to go? That's the only thing that matters.
Has been secured and rented by...
Am I being detained or am I free to go?
If you
am I being detained or am I free to go? Am I being detained? Am I being detained or am I free to go? Am I being detained or am I free to go?
Do you understand?
Am I being detained or am I free to go?
Do you understand?
Am I being detained or am I free to go?
Do you understand?
Am I being detained or am I free to go, sir?
Your refusal to leave will
am I being detained or am I free to go? Do you need me to go ahead and sign language it? Am I being detained or am I free to go?
Do you know how to sign?
Do you want me to say it in Spanish or French? Am I being detained or am I free to go? Which one? You have to release me from detainment. It's not up for me to make a decision whether or not I understand something. It's up to you to release me from my detainment. Am I being detained or am I free to go? Thank you, sir. I don't care to hear your lip.
So all this only for one simple sentence. You're free to go. Was it really worth it? I mean, if you asked the officer, he'd probably say yes.